Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life on a feel good Friday morning, the 8th day in the month of November 2024, 16 minutes past 8 a.m. Ayokunmi here on the Smooth Breakfast. Time to take a walk into the locker room. It's all about sports at this time. You know how we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. At this time, it's all about the sports news that have been making the rounds. So much to get into, so much to actually talk about as well. If you're just tuning in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Great to have you on this journey with us. Of course, I'm not doing this alone. Joining me, as always, to share the stories, and of course, a little dose of banter here and there, it has to go around, is the one and the only Tega Supreme. Tega, good morning to you.
Thank God it's Friday.
I hear you
I
on
should
that one. I
I
hear
should
you on
release an
that.
album soon. All right. So what is happening? It's Friday. First of all, I want to tell you, if you have not been walking and hydrating all week, I'm very disappointed in you because this weekend, Lagos women are running. And I don't know why
Mm.
you did not prepare to join. What are you doing with your life? Don't you like exercise and fitness and health?
Tega,
Don't you like the
you are a Lagos woman. Are you joining?
I'm running something. I'm just not telling you what I'm running. Can't you join a community of women that are going? Look, let me tell you, the Lagos Women Run is more than just running. It's an opportunity to build community, share joy, meet new people whilst you run, or when you're dancing after you run. One of the two, because after you run, there's still adrenaline. You will not remember that your body is paining you. When they start playing, the DJ starts playing music, everybody will be dancing together. By the time you reach your house, the truth of what you did shall dawn on you. But come out and run. Come out and run with the Lagos women. On Saturday, you have to wake up early, Sha. I know. So don't go clubbing tonight. Go
Wow.
don't go clubbing. Just sleep so
It's
that
just
you
one
can
day.
run tomorrow.
Sacrifice. Sacrifice one
Mm-hmm.
day.
Just one day. It's not even a sacrifice. Commit to better things. All right. So Lagos women are running tomorrow. So get your shoes ready, get your socks ready, and please remember to hydrate. It's Tega that said, "Oh, I don't want to hear
Very
stories."
important.
Tega encouraged me to run. She didn't tell me to drink water. Let me tell you now. I'm not a proco doctor, but hydrate. All right. All right. So that's one of the sporty activities happening this weekend. Lagos Women Run. In other news, my goodness. So that's how they dumped Eguavoen out of the WTA finals. Just like
Hmm.
that. No remorse. And she won two matches, like everybody else. All right. So we'll touch on the complications of the qualification process for the WTA semi-finals. Because some people are asking, how did she beat Barbara Krejcikova in the first match and won two matches, even if she lost one to Coco Gauff, and she's out of the tournament. In fact, her second match, she won it in 51 minutes. She didn't even have 1 hour to spare.
Wow.
She lost only one game. So how did she do that and lose? We will discuss that on the locker room this morning. All of that, and then Chelsea versus Arsenal. Chelsea scored 8, Arsenal collected 1. How is Sunday going to be? So we'll
Chelsea
talk
scored.
about that in the locker room.
Okay.
No, it
Okay.
doesn't
Okay.
matter. We
Let
talk
me
about that in the locker room. You beat the man in front of you,
let me keep my powder dry. Let me keep my
whether he's
powder
an
dry
arc
for now.
making man or he's a he's a man of biblical proportions. We talk about him. All right. So all of that and more in the locker room this morning. But before we do any of those talking, and we have already talked a lot too. Ayo, please tell us how we can be a part of the locker room this morning.
All right, you can join us on the locker room. Join us in the locker room this morning by sending your messages to us on WhatsApp. That's one way. 0809 444 0981. Said it real slow. So in case you don't have the number, you can get it and keep it on speed dial. Another way is via the studio line, which will open if and when we choose to do so. 0201 4489981. You can also join the live stream on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. You can drop your comments there as well. I'll definitely take them as we keep things moving. All right, Tega, let's jump into the stories right off the bat. Let's talk about the Super Eagles. Internationals coming up, and Victor Osimhen is making a comeback. Now, Super Eagles interim coach Augustin Eguavoen has named a 23-man squad for the upcoming 2025 AFCON qualifiers against Rwanda and Benin. And of course, Osimhen making a return into that team. Tega, walk us through this one.
Wow. So yes, we're going to be playing with Benin and Rwanda. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Yeah, you mentioned Benin, I remember. All right. I don't even know that we should be playing this match. Shouldn't we just donate some points to Ghana? Let's help our brethren now.
Are we that nice?
Let's just do something for it's CSR because because we are already on 10 points. We in fact I think we need 1 point to just go through.
Yeah, that's 1 point.
1 point, Quere. We don't need to win all these points. Let's just give something to our brothers across
Chale,
settle
please. Chale,
uh,
please.
several
Please.
several rivers. So but it's going to be an interesting one because Super Eagles, I like the team. I know some people will be arguing that they should have used this opportunity to invite Christatos. They should have used this opportunity to do to invite that person. Why did they bring this person for that? And look, there are many Nigerians that are talented. If you remove one, another person will complain. So
Right.
let the man. Do you understand? Let the man just pick the team. And if you are Osimhen, how will you not pick Osimhen now that he's available, even if he's wearing mask?
And he's
The guy
banging
just
form.
scored a brace yesterday. Don't you have conscience? You know, he's been bagging in goals since he went to Galatasaray, almost as if to tell Napoli, these are the goals you have been collecting. But this could have been us, or this could have been you, but you messed up. He's in form. Yeah, when we finish talking about it, we have not even dropped the cup of talking about Victor Osimhen. We talk about Ademola Lookman. He scores per market day. Once he enters pitch, his goals. So you can't tell us Eguavoen not to pick his strongest team, even if it's just so that he prepares for the World Cup qualifier, at least to know his 11, whether he's going to be the coach in charge or not. But let Nigeria have a starting 11 that we can say, okay, these are our starters and this is our bench. So
Definitely.
at the end of the day, stop complaining about who they picked, who they dropped, whether it's an opportunity to try new things. They don't do test run at the top. You test run on the side. When it comes to serious business, you give your best. So sorry for those that were aiming to enter the Super Eagles. It may be a tough time to enter it now because a lot of boys are in great form. So I
True.
like the list that Nigeria has, and they go away. Remember, this Benin is the one that we struggled with. To remember,
In the World Cup qualifiers, yes.
yes, in the World Cup qualifier, this is the same Benin that we are taking for granted. So please, let's put our best foot forward, go out there and win. Because Nigeria, Rwanda, and we cannot. We are home. The crowd, the pride, everything can help us. But let's put our strongest team forward as we go to Benin and collect our points. All right. So don't complain about the team. Just go out there and support the team. But I like the team that Augustine Eguavoen picked. I'm just waiting. NFF, who is our coach now? Just give us coach that we've settled. Let's not just be settled on our starting 11. Let's be settled on our coach. Just settle everything before the year ends. It's already November. Christmas is coming.
I mean, let's use that one to hold body, as they say.
All right. So
Uh,
let's go to the.
all right, let's move on to some tennis. And of course, you mentioned this earlier, Iga Swiatek exiting the WTA finals. That was something that wasn't on anyone's bingo cards. But we talked about this on Wednesday, and the permutations had come into play. Now, defending champion Iga Swiatek has been knocked out of the WTA finals in Saudi Arabia after group rival Barbora Krejcikova beat Coco Gauff to secure her place in the semi-finals. Tega, walk us through the further maths on this one, please.
Look, I don't even know if it's further math psychology, if it's logic and reasoning, but ultimately, what had happened was, what they are claiming now that the damage was done when Iga Swiatek lost to Coco Gauff. So remember, she won her first match, not in straight sets. She won her first match against Barbora Krejcikova in 3 sets. So head to head, if you ask me, she should be on top. Those are tiebreakers that people are familiar with, but tennis is different. Not just tennis, but the WTA finals is different. And then she lost to Coco Gauff in straight sets. I think for me, that was the biggest deal. Losing, it's not the fact that she lost, but that she lost in straight sets. On the other hand, Krejcikova lost to Iga Swiatek in 3 sets. Then she beat Jessica Pegula in straight sets. All right, so you are listening to my calculation. Now, Coco Gauff won her first two matches against Iga and against Jessica in straight sets. So by the time she was stepping up against Barbara Krejcikova yesterday, she had already qualified. The question was she qualifying as group winner or as runner-up? But she had already qualified because she had two straight sets win in her first two matches. So she was going through. So there was only one spot left. And that spot was going to come down to either Iga Swiatek or Krejcikova. Now, Jessica Pegula had pulled out, so she was replaced by alternate Daria Kasatkina, who Iga Swiatek did a good job of beating, like I said, in 51 minutes and losing only one game. So she beat her 6-1, 6-love. You know how Iga does Iga things. Unfortunately, that result was really of no consequence because according to the calculation, it's not number of sets won. Sorry, it's not number of sets or games. It is the percentage of winning that counts.
Percentage of winning. That sounds a bit complex when you think about it.
Sorry, I did. Okay, yeah. I'm so sorry. The important thing was the percentages of wins or losses. All right, and so that is what it came down to. So despite the fact that, so because one of Iga's win was in 3 sets and 2 of Barbara Krejcikova's wins were in straight sets, Iga Swiatek's percentage was lower. And so, her win percent, and so she crashed out of the tournament. So the truth of the matter is, if she shouldn't have lost, I don't think it's a question. I don't think she should have lost to Coco Gauff in straight sets. That way, she had her results yesterday had a chance of standing. But regardless of what she did yesterday, her staying in the tournament was only going to be guaranteed by Coco Gauff beating Krejcikova. And people talk about that Coco Gauff won't throw the match. No, she wouldn't throw the match. But the truth of the matter is, she'd already qualified. There's a level of fight you put in when you're fighting for survival or when you're just fighting for ego. And since she was fighting for ego, she was like, it wasn't survival. So she fought. But I know that if she needed to win that match to stay in the tournament, she would have won it. That's all I can say.
Very interesting coming out of the world of tennis. Iga Swiatek. Anyway, Sha, life goes on. There'll always be more opportunities to, should I say, rise to the top like cream.
Yeah, she ended her year really, really badly. Lost the #1 spot and then couldn't defend her WTA finals title. But we have great matches coming up. Sabalenka against Coco Gauff. Qinwen against Barbara Krejcikova. So those are equally great semifinals that you can enjoy. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we go into the world of football. And you are listening to Snooze. I know we're supposed to talk about F1 and F1 drivers warning FIA president.
I was going to ask you if we're going to jump into football because of time. So
no, let's jump into football. We'll talk about it when we'll talk about it when the Qatar Grand Prix comes up or the next Grand Prix comes up.
Okay. Because time doesn't fly.
How can you tell people not to use swear words? What's wrong with
I'm sorry, you. Are they swearing? Are they swearing at other people? Isn't it why they indicate they are swearing?
Yes. So how can you swear at other people? You see them. You see them say.
Wait, while they're in the car, who has access to hear their communications?
Everybody in the world, because Formula One decided that they are going to be broadcasting their reactions to make it sweeter. And truth be told, it makes it sweeter. It's not for children. Your children should go and watch go-karting or Formula E.
That's their level.
Yeah, that's their level. If ever of adults.
I mean, have they been behind the wheel of a car? Sometimes something will happen and you just want to say
yes. Colorful. Like sometimes when Ferrari is misbehaving and they're asking the drivers for strategy while the driver is driving, it's like, look, that's not my job. My job is to drive. Your job is to strategize. So disturb my life.
Let's jump back in. Welcome back into the locker room on the Smooth Breakfast right here on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. It's a feel-good Friday, and it's a great time to talk sports. Ayokunmi here. Alongside me is Tega Supreme, taking a look at the sporting stories. And of course, you can take a walk with us in the locker room as well. All you need to do is to send your messages on WhatsApp on 0809 444 0981 0809 444 That is on WhatsApp. The studio line that hasn't changed. It remains 0201 4489981. You can also join us on YouTube. We're streaming live at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. And you can drop a comment there. And of course, we're going to definitely take them as we get along. Tega, welcome back into the locker room. It's been a great morning so far. Let's talk some football. Internationals are around the corner. And Kylian Mbappe can't get himself out of the news. He's in the news once again, as he's been left out of the France squad for their upcoming UEFA Nations League matches against Israel and Italy after coach Didier Deschamps omitted the Real Madrid superstar from his list of players named on Thursday. What's going on with Mbappe?
Did he omit it? He did omit it by mistake. He left it out. Don't say. I don't know why they say omit. Like he made a mistake. He left it out. He actually said, Deschamps actually said that he spoke with Kylian Mbappe. And after speaking with Kylian Mbappe, that's when he made the decision. So maybe Kylian said, you know what, I need time to settle in. And he's settling in. I don't know what the conversation was, but I don't think that Deschamps will just drop Kylian Mbappe because he feels like. So what he was trying to say is, I didn't drop him because he had an attitude problem or he didn't have an attitude. That's the one thing he wanted to clarify. It's just that we had a conversation, and after the conversation, both of us agreed that he can miss out on this window. So yes, Kylian Mbappe may have asked for time off. I don't know what that conversation is about, but some people were already insinuating that they dropped him because he was in bad form. You will carry a bad form Kylian Mbappe if you are a coach. Even if you want to start him from halfway, or you want to play him and then rest him, you will carry a half-fit Kylian Mbappe because you don't know when it will click, all right? And for for France, Kylian Mbappe has done great things. So there's no saying I will drop Kylian Mbappe and I will drop Griezmann. Who am I carrying then? Who is in the French team that we can point? So do you understand? It's a tough one. Kylian Mbappe is going through tough times. So people talking about his role, especially his role changing at Real Madrid. You know, because I was telling somebody that there's one thing to not be used to playing a role. It's another thing to absolutely hate playing a role. And Kylian Mbappe hates playing through the middle. It's not even he hates it.
It shows in his game.
Yeah, you can tell from his body language he'd be anywhere else, but because he feels restricted. And the truth of the matter is he's too talented to play that role. And you know, a lot of people are listening to Thierry Henry and saying he's brilliant. Thierry Henry would never have agreed to play through the middle. You know, when I watch all these ex-internationals talk about current footballers, I'm like, you're talking as if we didn't see you. We watched you. Thierry Henry won't have loved to be restricted to that center forward role. He will come from that left. You see that left? That's where he will come from.
Of course, signature curl the ball into the corner.
Do you understand? He needs so a player like Kylian Mbappe, especially a player that has excelled playing a particular way. If he was still upcoming, it may be different. But a player that has excelled, won World Cup, won championships, a player that has been on Ballon d'Or list and missed out on winning by close margins, is the one you want to teach new tricks. It's going to take time. It's going to be tough. So so I think he does need the time to if he needs to take a break from the national team, then yes, he should. This weekend he has his focus though will be on Osasuna and getting Real Madrid back into winning ways, and that will be a good game at least for him to get Madrid, at least to see if he can get a goal. If he can't get a goal against Osasuna, might as well just call it a season. Call it a season and wait till 2025.
Oh my goodness. Let's see how all that plays out. And I'm really hoping that Kylian, finds his feet fully and that form that saw him moving from Monaco to PSG will actually materialize during his time in Madrid. Will they unlock him? I don't know. We'll find out. All right, let's talk about Arsenal. Yes, they are in the news. They have to be in the news. Arsenal's patchy run of results continued on Wednesday with their 1-0 Champions League defeat at Inter Milan, but manager Mikel Arteta had no complaints about his team's performance on the night when they dominated one of Europe's top sides. They didn't play their full 11, but it's okay. Tega.
Whether they dominated one of Europe's top side or not, at the end of the day, the result did not materialize. And now they are in the playoff spot. And it is back-to-back losses in different competition. I think he's mirroring his master.
Solidarity.
Do you understand? He's mirroring his master because Pep losing 3 games in a row, Mikel Arteta was like, I can top that. So that's where they are right now. But Arsenal have had back-to-back losses, and despite them dominating possession, they were abysmal when it came to finishing those chances. And the truth of the matter is, you cannot praise your team for missing some of the chances that Arsenal missed. In fact, you cannot praise your team for dominating possession but being predictable. I'm sorry, before Arsenal could, I'm not even sorry. What's my business? Why should I be sorry? I'm not the one that played poorly. Arsenal, watching the Arsenal team, you could tell what they were going to do before they did it. And that made it easy for Inter to defend. And the few times that Arsenal managed to beat the defense, they couldn't find the back of the net as wide as the goalpost is. It's not like it's a hockey goalpost. They couldn't find the back of the net. So why are you impressed with that? Anyways, Arsenal faces Chelsea on Sunday. Now, Chelsea, on the other hand, went to bully one team like that. And won
Noah's
by 8
Ark
goals.
Or something.
Noah, a whole team playing against one man, one carpenter, or not even footballer, one carpenter. And so Chelsea absolutely thrashed that team by 8 goals. And so that their spirits are high, and you can say that the opposition was a little bit not in their class. But the truth of the matter is, you beat the team in front of you. If Chelsea had lost or drawn against Noah, all of us will still be abusing them. So now that they've won, we have to applaud them, all right? So with their 8 goals coming into this fixture, this London derby, about the best team in London, Chelsea is the team, I would say, that are in a better, higher spirit. Arsenal, on the other hand, are the team that are trying to find their identity. So it's going to be an interesting one to see if Arsenal can bounce back. And if there's anything that can make you bounce back, it's a rivalry. It will push you. The thing about this Arsenal is I've always questioned their character. I've never really questioned their skill, but their character. And so let's see whose character would show up on the day. Would it be Chelsea that have started to, find form once in a while, playing expressive football and scoring goals, or would it be Arsenal side showing up with an identity? The identity, I don't know. Are they going to do some dark arts, or are they going to score some goals? Let's see how it turns out. So let me take your opinions. What do you think would happen? Arsenal versus Chelsea. Who do you think takes it? The numbers to send your messages to are.
The numbers to send your messages to, first of all, 0809-444-0981. That's on WhatsApp. If you'd love to call and share your thoughts real quick on the studio line, it's 0201-448-9981. Those are the ways that you can get your thoughts across this morning. Chelsea Arsenal this weekend. Where do you see that game heading? Who do you think is going to come out tops in that one? London derby. Anything can happen. All right, while we wait for your thoughts on this, let's talk about the big one going down in Italy. That is Inter hosting Napoli at the Giuseppe Meazza this weekend. I mean, Inter Milan have top spots in Serie A in their sights as they host league leaders Napoli this weekend, boosted by that win over Arsenal
against Arsenal. Yes, so they have that win against Arsenal in their pockets, and Napoli, on the other hand, wobbled a little bit last weekend. So it's going to be interesting to see how Conte and his boys bounce back. Because what they saw nasty things with Ademola Lookman. And so the question is, will they be able to bounce back? the first big opposition that they faced, they were able to come out with a result. But I would say Atalanta was a team in form that Napoli met and they struggled. Inter Milan is another team that is now in form. Will they be able to prove that they are not just small team beaters, but they can also beat Serie A title contenders, especially the defending champions? That's what Conte and his boys have to prove. It's been an interesting weekend, with the player that they let go doing exploits for Galatasaray, and then them struggling and looking for goals. So yes, this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a fight for Inter Milan's psychology. For Napoli's psychology, because Inter Milan will continue to chase the Scudetto to see if they can defend. The question is, can Napoli not buckle under that pressure? So they have to answer that question this weekend. So a few players that didn't start for Inter Milan midweek, like the Marco I was talking about, you'll probably see him in the starting lineup this weekend.
It's going to be an interesting one out there in the Serie A. I mean, Inter in form. Talking about another man who is bang in form at the moment. We talked about him earlier on. Victor Osimhen, who scored twice as Galatasaray inflicted a first Europa League defeat of the season on Tottenham with a 3-2 victory in Istanbul on Thursday.
Yeah, so in fact, let's just use this to do the Europa roundup. So yeah, they did win their match against Tottenham. Oh, it was not good it was not a good watch. Especially for the Tottenham players, it was not a good for fans. It was not a good one for Postecoglou, because it started like both teams were ready to go to. Galatasaray scores, Tottenham equalizes. Galatasaray scores. We are now waiting for an equalizer, and then it becomes a beatdown. And so, really tough one for Spurs, but fantastic win for Galatasaray and fantastic win for Victor Osimhen. Also, another team that has done well, that did well this week, your team. When are you sharing jollof rice? Because
Ruth Van Nistelrooy has... He's still on fire right now.
Ruth Van Nistelrooy using the same players that Erik ten Hag had to play play more interesting football and getting results. At this point in time, the question is, why did they hire another person if Ruud is doing all this work? Can you imagine passing your exam and still asked to be demoted, or still being demoted, or asked told to repeat class? Because now he has passed his exam. The only thing that can happen is either they fire him, they let him go. Let's not use the word fire him. They let him go, or he's demoted to assistant coach. An assistant coach that is not even desirable to the head coach. If you were Ruud Van Nistelrooy, what do you do? The numbers to send your messages to are
0809-444-0981. That is the WhatsApp number. Just get them in real quick, because we need to squeeze the messages in. Time is flying by, or has flown by, really. And a number of messages here. Tega, let's take the messages we have lined up in front of us right now. This is coming from Chooks in Korodu, who says, Tega, the NFF have been going to Dangote and other corporate organizations seeking financial deals to be able to pay any coach they employ. Do you know anything about that, Tega?
Well, they came out and said that they have been speaking to all these people. I said they are speaking to Dangote, and you're not looking to buy his fuel. He's looking for who to buy. He's looking for who to buy his fuel. You're going to meet him to give you money. How?
I mean, buy the fuel, then you'll have money to give you.
Do you understand? So I know that they're talking to a lot of people. Let's not make it look like, talks have really gone to, because we don't know the level of talks they've had with these people ultimately. So, but they just came out to announce that, they are looking for corporate sponsorship, and they mentioned a few names of the people they are in talks with. That doesn't guarantee anything. If those people decide that they're not going to sponsor, are they going to say they're not going to hire a coach? They might as well make a decision. It doesn't have to be a foreign coach. That's what we've been saying since morning.
AY from Manuru says, the further match in tennis is quite tricky, quite unfortunate for Eguavoen. As the international break draws closer, I believe Eguavoen's 23-man list is just perfect, especially with the fact that two of Africa's best footballers in Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen are in hot, blistering form right now. Tayo says, Ahmad wants to embarrass the one and only Anthony and his photographer. Justice for Rude. What's Ahmad's problem like this? Chelsea flooding Noah with goals. I see what you did there, Tayo. Oh, that's a good one. Emeka says, with the way Manchester United are performing now, they need to look for Ten Hag, find him, and sack him again. And secondly, all these Chelsea fans should have some shame after beating FC Jeremiah, whatever. It's like playing FIFA on my PS with my 4-year-old nephew, and I'm rejoicing I beat him 8-0. Anyways, they'll meet their match this weekend. Arsenal,
So you
Arsenal,
think Arsenal
Arsenal.
is their match? All right. Let's see. Any more predictions there?
Let me see. Ralph says Chelsea can only beat Noah, Jabez, or Job, not a proper senior team. Arsenal can struggle against every team, not Chelsea. Okay, so that means a Chelsea win coming from there. Let me take some on YouTube. I need to just take one or two on YouTube so that we can hear from our YouTube crew as well. Uchenna Wokoye says United went in and took Amorim mid-season. Forest went in and took Edu from Arsenal. Big club versus small club things. Good win for United yesterday. Major issues still remain, but good progress. Abiodun Obishason says, on securing a football coach, Sunday Olise opened up recently that locals are not given the same treatment as their foreign peers. That's a fair request. Chelsea shouldn't waste their goals and go on a drought. And Chimobi Victor says, Tega, I know Arsenal has disappointed in the past, but the truth be told, we need your support to trash this Chelsea team, and we know we will make you proud as we are not Man United
How
for
much? How much? I don't give free support. All right. I don't give free for do weekend for girls so that we support you. On that note, I want to say thank you for sending in your messages via WhatsApp and YouTube. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for tuning into Smooth 98.1 FM to listen to the locker room. Till I come your way again on Monday, make sure your team is not fodder for banter. Have a great weekend.
All right, have a great weekend, Tega. Thank you for being in all week, and thank you all for sharing your messages with us and always keeping it tuned to the locker room right here on Smooth 98.1. Keep it tuned. The Smooth Breakfast kicks on great music coming your way to get you settled into your Friday.